Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Hey, a lot of people have been asking of how to set up a stabilized receiver such as a FrSky Tandem SR18. So here's a video of how to set up a Tandem SR18 with a redundancy backup TD-R6 on a Turbine Jet MB-339. So let's get started and thank you for watching. Okay guys, so I list here the many steps to guide us through for setting up the FrSky receiver onto the MB-339 Turbine Jet. Hey, because it is a Turbine Jet, it is important we need to carefully cover step by step to have the stabilizer gyro safely set up correctly. Better safe than sorry. And also, if some of you already have done the latest firmware update, you can skip the earlier step and move on to the calibration and setup itself. So let's begin. Okay then, for my MB-339 Turbine Jet, I'm going to use this radio and I'm going to use a Tandem SR18 and a Tandem R6 as a backup connected with the S-Bus in right here. Okay, so the TD SR18 is power connected with that and it's powered by a 2S battery, and when you disengage this plug here, it'll power on. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so basically we're just gonna let's work with the Tandem SR18 and update its firmware first. So let's do that next. Okay then, so let's update our firmware for the receiver. Power up your radio and put it into bootloader mode. Then go to the back of the radio and connect the USB to the back connector. Okay, and now you're in USB connected. Okay, so let's go to the window PC right now and bring up Ethos suite here. Okay, and we have radio information, and if you hit Ethos, now you can see I have 1.63, the latest version. So if you don't have this, please update to the latest by write the update component here. Okay, so now just hit Lua library here and make sure you update the stabilizer config. I'm going to reinstall it anyway. I have it up to date, but I'm just going to reinstall to show you that I'm going to do it. Okay, so make sure you have this. This is very important. The script is installed. Okay, so that's fine. Now go to download center. Okay, and let's scroll down and hit receiver here. And I'm going to scroll down to TD series, and I have the TD SR18 here, and I want a 3.0.3, so I'm going to download that to a My FrSky directory. Please make any temporary directory you want to download to. So I'm going to hit open folder here, so it's download the zip file right now. Okay, that's good. So the next thing I want to do is I also have the TD-R6 here, and the latest is the 3.01, and I'm going to download to my FrSky directory also, and it's downloading right now, so let it run. Okay, so successfully. So as you can see right now on this My FrSky directory, there's two zip files, one for TD SR18 and one for TD-R6, and you can unzip this right now. And you can see right here, there's a TD-R6 here. There's a 6 channel, so that's what I want, the TD-R6. Okay then, and double click that, and this is the file that we want to copy over later. So let's copy this, okay, and open another file explorer here and this is on our radio mounted firmware directory TD series. I already create this. You can create it also for yourself here. This new folder right here. Okay, so I'm going to name it TD-R6 here. Okay, double click this. I'm going to copy this latest firmware over to my radio mounted drive right here. Okay, for the TD-R6. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm also going to create a new folder for TD SR18 right here. This is on the radio side. Okay guys, okay, I'm going to double click here, and let's go back here to the unzip directory that we have for the TD SR18. Okay, and let's unzip the TD SR18 file right here, and it's open up, and it's a 3.03. This is the latest. Okay, I'm going to copy this firmware file onto my radio SD card. Okay, so now that we have this, we can ready to flash our firmware on the receiver. So let's go to Ethos and eject the drive here to safely disconnect the USB. Okay, and on the radio, let's disconnect the USB connector from the back of the radio and Once we do that, it's gonna bring us back to bootloader mode. Okay, and we can just press the power to power down. Alright then, for the next step, let's create a model file for our MB-339 turbine jet. Okay, so let's hit OK here, power up the radio, and let's go to the airplane icon here, and let's model select here. And basically, I'm going to go to the turbine folder, and I'm going to create a new model file. So I'm going to hit create model here, and it's going to be airplane. I hit next here, and yes, I'm going to be using TD-SR18, so I'm going to scroll down and select the TD-SR18 here from FrSky and hit next here. And engine is going to be one channel, and the aileron is going to be two channel. Flap, I have two channel set up for the MB-339 also, and for is it going to be a traditional tail. And the elevator, I had two servos, so it's going to be two channel also. The rotor is just one channel. And hit next here. For the gain adjustment here, I'm going to use this part S1 here for now, okay? Okay, and the stabilize mode 1, this is for the auto leveling. I'm going to use this switch here. You can use whatever switch you want. I'm going to use SE here, okay? And the emergency mode, stop mode 2 here is, I'm going to use the SC here for now, okay? Okay, and let's get out here and hit next here. Okay, now everything is set up for you. It's very simple right here. This template is great. So I'm going to name it MB-339. Okay, MB number 339. And the picture, I already downloaded a picture here. And let's scroll here of my MB-339 picture. And where is it? It's going to be right here, MB-339 bitmap. And I'm going to select that. And there you go. Hit next here. And there is my model file with the MB-339 picture. Okay, on to the next step here. We need to register and bind the SR18. We need to do this before we update the firmware. So I have, let's go to the airplane icon here. Select that in RF system here. And the internal module, let's turn on the state here. And make sure it's tandem mode here on the protocol, okay? Because it's TD, okay? So I'm going to register here. And I'm going to power on and power off. And I'm going to hold this button right here. This is the register button, okay? And I'm going to power on the receiver, which is a disengage that connector. And I'm hit OK on registration OK, and that is good. So now next is we're going to bind this TD-SR18. So select RX1 here. It's going to say waiting for receiver, and I'm going to connect and disconnect the connector here to reset. And basically you need to select the device TD-SR18, and it's bind OK now. Okay, on to the next step. We want an over-the-air update for the SR18 here. So let's go to the setting icon here and file manager here, and make sure we select SD card here. And under SD card firmware, there's a TD series that we downloaded. Okay, TD-SR18 folder. It has the latest 3.03. That's the one we want. Select Flash RX by internal OTA and wait for the receiver here. Reset the receiver. Okay, power on the receiver again and select the device TD-SR18, and the current version is 3.01. We want to flash to 3.03. So I'm going to speed it up, and it's going to flash real quick here to save some time. And it should be 100% success. Okay, so let's hit close here. Okay, so we're good. We have the latest update from where we can select this. Let's scroll here and check right here under info, and you can scroll down here. The receiver 1 TD-SR18 is 3.03, so that is good. Okay, this next step here is factory reset, and this is important. We need to do factory reset to start with a clean slate on our receiver. Okay, so go to the airplane icon here, hit RF system, and let's scroll down here to and select the TD-SR18 here, and we want to scroll down and hit the factory reset here. Okay, this is important to start a clean slate on our receiver. So hit yes here, okay, and that is done. Now after that, we need to re-register the receiver and bind it again. So that's the same step again. Hit register here, okay. Press the button for register and reset power again. It's kind of tricky here, but we can do it, okay. And then just pull out the thing to power up the thing, power up the receiver and register, just like before. Hit OK here, and that is register. And same thing here, we'll bind it also again. Okay, so let's hit RX1 here. Okay, waiting for receiver. So power on, power off the receiver, and this should be bind again correctly. Select the device TD-SR18 and waiting for receiver, bind OK successfully. So we are good. Okay, for this next step here, we're gonna remap the channel 1 for the S-bus in for redundant receiver, because we're gonna use a TDR6 as our redundant receiver backup, and it's gonna use a S-bus connector to our pin 1 on the TD-SR18. So let's go to RF system here, and we scroll down to our TD-SR18. Okay, so select that, and we're gonna hit option here, and let's wait for the receiver to update here. And basically, it's gonna show all the pin 1. Remember here, we're gonna select pin 1 to S-bus in. Okay, so everything we're gonna move downward. Okay, so let's do this right now. Okay, so go down to pin, all the way down to pin 8. Okay, and channel 8 flap 2, I'm gonna map it to pin 9 now. Okay, so same thing, channel 7 flap 1, I'm gonna map it to pin 8. So basically, I'm moving every channel down. The pin is different, but the channel number is the same. Okay, so as you can see, channel 5 is moving down to the to pin 6 now, and same thing. Just do everything down, throttle, okay, and throttle down to elevator now, okay, and elevator 1 channel 2 is channel 1. Now we have pin 1. Channel 1 aileron, and we're going to select this as S-bus in, because we're going to connect that to the TDR6 as redundancy. So as you can see, everything is mapped downward. The channels remain the same, but the pin is +1 down. Okay, and remember, you don't need to do this if you are not using the TDR6 as a redundant receiver. Okay. Okay, so on to the next step, register and bind the TDR6, the redundancy receiver. Same thing as before. Okay, so we're gonna let's set the TD-SR18 on the side now. So focus on the TDR6 receiver here. Okay, so same thing again. We need to register and bind this TDR6 before we update to the latest OTA. So it's gonna be a step-by-step, just similar to before. Okay, so I'm connecting the TDR6 to a power battery here, 2S, okay, and I have a switch to turn on and off here to reset the turn on the TDR6. Okay, so same thing here, hit RX2 here, very similar here, and waiting for receiver. Okay, so register here, hit the register button on the TDR6, which is this button right here. It was hidden right here, okay, right there behind the cable. Press this and reset the receiver. Okay, and we have the register, select that, registration okay, and same thing again, hit the RX2 right here. Okay, waiting for receiver and power on, power off the receiver to bind it. Select the device TDR6, and what happened here? So let's do it again. RX2 here, TDR6 here, waiting for receiver, bind okay. Okay, so that's good. Okay, now we do over-the-air update for the TDR6 receiver. So let's go out here, select the setting, file manager, SD card here, and under our firmware, we download the TD series here, folder. Under the TDR6 here, this is the firmware that we download, 3.01 plus RX by internal OTA, and let's flash OTA the TDR6. So reset the receiver and you select the device and it's tell you current version 3.01, and I'm just going to show you, it's going to flash download the 3.01, which is the latest firmware also. Okay, so that it'll be fast forward and we're done here. Okay, and that is good. So we'll just hit close here. Okay, and go back File Manager here, and we got update successfully. So hit the flight icon here, and select RF system here, and scroll down here, and you can see the TDR6 is update and register and already bind. Okay, so we're good. So on to the next step here, we want to connecting both our receiver to show it. Okay, so let's power off the TDR6 here. As you can see, the RSSI signal is gone now for the non-TDR6 and TD-SR18. Nothing is connected right now. We don't have any signal. Let's scroll. Let's zoom out here. Okay, so let's put this on the side and bring in our TD-SR18. Okay. So first of all, we remember we did the remapping of the channel already. So right now, this connection right here, I'm gonna plug into an extension, servo extension right here, and as you can see, that is the S-bus out, and it's gonna connect it to the pin 1 S-bus in of the TD-SR18. And remember, we remapped that already. Okay, so let's connect that to the pin 1 of the TD-SR18. Okay, that is connected now. Okay, so now we need to let's power up the TD-SR18 here. Okay, so I'm going to disengage the connector here, which is powering it on, and as you can see right now, both TD-SR18 and TDR6 is flashing correctly, which is working correctly as the main receiver with a redundancy connected to the S-bus out of the TDR6, with both receiver working correctly. Okay, then, so let's move to the meat of this video, which is the calibration setup. Okay, so we have the two receiver connected right now, so we don't care about the TDR6. So I'm going to disconnect the S-bus in right here, and we're going to work exclusively on the TD-SR18 for the calibration only. We don't need it for the TDR6 because this is our main receiver. Okay. Okay, so let's dim down this so you can see it clear on the radio screen here. Okay, so let's get our RF system here and go to setting icon and select device config. And this is the Lua script that we downloaded earlier. You need to download this, so make sure. Select receiver here and stop config here. And as you can see, the script version is 3.07. We download that. And the remote version of the receiver is 3.03. That's the TD-SR18 version, the latest. Okay. Okay, so let me adjust this and zoom out so that you can see the whole radio, so it's easy to explain here. Okay, so let me adjust this a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we want to select basic configuration and open this, and we can select basic here. If you have not done this, select basic here. Okay, and I can hit stop config to go back, but I'm going to hit return here so it'll be easier. Hit return so you go back to the previous screen. And we're going to scroll down. We're going to hit stop group 1 configuration and reset. Hit start here and hit start, and that is good for group 1. Hit return here, and let's do the same for stop group 2 configuration here. Select that and reset. Hit start here and hit reset, and that is done for that. Okay, hit return, and we're out to the previous screen right now. Okay, so let's scroll down here, and we're going to do 6-axis calibration next. Okay, so let's select 6-axis calibration here. This is very important to do this correctly, otherwise your plane gyro will get messed up. So first of all, follow the picture. It's telling us to place the receiver like so. See, make sure it's exactly like the picture on the screen. Okay, hit calibrate. Okay, now tell us to flip it upside down. So do it like that. Okay, just like the picture, hit calibrate. Okay, now it's wanting us to do it, place it vertical with the pin on the lower bottom. Okay, just like so. Okay, I have it just like that, just like the picture. Okay. Okay, calibrate. Okay, that's good. Now flip it the other way with the pin on top, and still vertical. Okay, hit calibrate here. That looks good. Now it wants sideways with the pin toward the left. So make sure it's correct, guys. Okay, so hit calibrate here. Okay, that's good. Now sideways also with the pin toward the right side. So that's what I had. Okay, that looks good. So calibrate here. So that looks good. So close here. We're done with 6-axis calibration. Now we can move on to the next step, guys. Okay, hit back here so we can move on to the stick and center and range calibration. So let's we on this screen, same screen, go to step group 1 and hit calibration here. Okay, and we're going to do level calibration first and start. Before we hit OK, let's place the receiver on a flat surface. Make sure, a lot of people want to raise the nose up a little bit, like so, but I'm going to make sure it's flat. That's good enough for me. Okay, hit OK. Okay, wait a moment, and that is done. Hit close here, and now hit a stick center calibration. Receiver, you can just put it down now. It doesn't matter anymore. Okay, hit start here and make sure the stick is center. Okay, looks good. Hit OK here. That's done. Now the stick range calibration. Hit start here and hit OK, and we're gonna move the stick to the maximum 100% of the movement of all the stick and the rudder too. We don't need to do the throttle. Okay. Okay, so that looks good. Hit close. That's done. Hit return here, and now do the same thing for step group 2 calibration. Same thing, level calibration. Before you hit OK, make sure you're flat on the flat surface. Okay, hit OK and wait for it. Okay, it's done. Hit close. Next, same again, stick center calibration. Hit start. Okay, hit OK. It's center. Looks good. And finally, the stick range calibration. Okay, and move the stick around. Same thing, rudder. No need for throttle. Okay, and that is done. Okay, so that looks good now. So we can get out of this here and get out of this script and go back home and move on to the plane setup now. Okay, so on to the next step, which is bring our receiver onto the plane and connected the servo to the receiver. As you can see, I placed my MB-339 level straight on a table right here. That's what you need to do, okay? Okay, now let's take a look here. We have our TD-SR18, which we already calibrate, and I'm going to bring it in and put it in there and screw on that plate later on, okay? So that's what I just want to show you, and let's bring in our radio here, okay? Let's power up our radio. Give it a moment to power up here. Hit OK to skip that step, and let's hit the flight icon and check out the mixes. As you recall, this is our mixes: aileron, 2 aileron, elevator, and everything. And I had written it down right here. Remember, pin 1 is for S-bus, so pin 2 is our aileron 1, okay, and pin 3 is our elevator 1. And so on, way down to channel 13 for gain and 14, 15 for step 1 and step 2. Okay, so as I connect all the all the servo wire to the receiver, let's zoom in here if I can. And as you can see, pin 1 is skipped for S-bus in, and pin 2 is aileron 1, elevator. Throttle is skipped for now, and the rest is the extra elevator and aileron. Okay, so throttle is skipped for now. Okay, so let's zoom out here. Okay, and as you can see, the receiver is connected to right here to a battery for now, which I haven't mounted the battery yet. I'm just going to connect it right here, and the power switch is here, the power connector. Okay, so let's power up the receiver here, and once we disengage that, it's power on. The receiver is blinking correctly, and as you can see, we have RSSI signal for tandem. Okay, so let's verify the movement here. Regular movement, aileron, everything is moving. It's correct for now. Sometimes it's not correct either. As you can see, the elevator is not correct, so we can come back to this later. We just want to verify the movement of the surface of our servo is connected correctly, but we will come back and correct the movement later. Okay, so next step is the gyro calibration setup. And remember this switch here, the stabilizer switch here is off now. So I'm going to set it up to on, which is gyro on, which is auto levels, similar to save select in Spectrum. Okay, so let's look at the radio receiver here. Okay, now let's disengage this to power up the receiver. And as you can see, we have RSSI indicator right here, which is good. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna level the receiver and start testing the calibration right now. So it's gonna be placed like this, okay? And let's go on to our radio here and go to setting icon, which is on the right here, and select device config here and hit receiver and staff config selection here, and we scroll down to the stabilizer group 1 here, and we're going to configure it. Okay, and as you can see, everything is on right here. The wing type is normal, mounting type is horizontal, that's what I want, and everything is channel 1 mode, aileron, elevator, channel 2. Okay, and on the receiver itself, I'm gonna configure it. So I'm gonna hold straight like this. I'm gonna roll left, and I'm gonna check the aileron if it's compensate the gyro compensate correctly. See, so that's correct. Okay, I'm gonna roll next. I'm gonna roll right. Okay, I'm gonna roll right and see if it compensates correctly, and it aileron is correctly compensate of the gyro is doing its job. Okay, so aileron is good. We don't need to set anything on the radio. Okay, and next, let's check the rudder. Okay, configure the rudder. Okay, I'm gonna yaw left, and the rudder is compensating the gyros correctly. Okay, yaw left, everything is correct. Yaw right, same thing, is good. So the rudder is correct. We don't need to set anything. Okay. Okay. So next, let's test the elevator, the gyro. Pitch up, pitch up. See, it's all wrong. It's like mix and match. All wrong. So we need to basically go to the radio and look for, I'm going to guess it's the elevator. Is it 1 or 2? So I think it's elevator 2 is inverted. So I'm going to reverse it. Okay. So elevator 2, I'm going to reverse it off. Okay. And let's check it again. And go to our receiver and pitch up the plane. Okay. Pitch up. Okay. Pitch up. And it's correct right now. See? Pitch up is correct. Pitch up is correct. Same thing. Same thing as going down is correct. Elevator gyro compensation is correct. So that is great. But you get the idea, right? Basically, you just move the receiver by rolling, yawing, and pitching, and check if the gyro compensate correctly. But if not, then you need to reverse that particular channel on the radio setting itself. Okay? But now you go back and verify the regular surface movement right here. Okay? So let's move out of here and get out the Lua script, okay, and go to flight icon here and output selection here, okay. So let's verify the aileron first. So I'm going to roll right, and that doesn't look good because the left aileron is going up also, which is not right. So I'm going to guess that's the aileron 2, and I'm going to select that and reverse it, okay. So here's aileron 2. I'm going to reverse it and recheck it. Okay, so roll right, that looks good right now. Same thing, roll left, that looks good. Okay, so that's good for aileron of regular movement. Okay, so let's check the elevator. Okay, going up, that looks good. Going down, okay, let's check it again. Going up, good. Going down, okay, so elevator looks good to me also. That's another thumbs up. Okay, next we check the rudder here, and okay, so let's yaw right. That looks good also. Okay, everything looks good here, so I don't need to reverse. So another thumb up here. Okay, so we're almost done here. So let's recheck all stabilizer 3 mode of auto level, stabilizer mode, and of course off. Okay, so let's go back to our screen here, and let's get out here, and let's just go back to the home screen here. Okay. Okay, so remember, in FrSky, auto level is like save select in Spectrum, and stabilizer mode in FrSky is like AS3X in Spectrum, and of course off is just off. Okay, so here let's just set it to off. Okay, so we verify off here. there shouldn't be any gyro or stabilizer compensation at all, so nothing, which is good. Now for stabilizer mode, which is the middle of the switch. Okay, so let's play around with the gyro here. So roll left, compensate on the right correctly. With a twitch, you can tell. Okay, so roll right, same thing. Aileron left is up. Roll left, looks good. Okay, so rudder here, yaw left, you can tell rudder is correctly. Okay, so pitch up, and elevator is behaving correctly. So that is good. So let's move on to auto level mode. Okay, so roll left, aileron right is up, which is good. Roll right, aileron left is up, which is good. Okay, yaw left, rudder is compensating correctly. Okay, pitch up, looks good. Okay, pitch down, looks right, elevator correctly behaving. Pitch up, looks good. Okay, so that's gravy. So then everything looks good. And now we can verify the redundancy and install connected securely the receiver onto our plane as so. Remember pin 1 here will remap as S-bus in, and it's connected here to S-bus out TDR6 as our redundancy receiver. I'm going to mount it back there. I'm going to leave here for now. Okay, so that looks good. So let's disengage the plug here and power up our receiver here. Okay, and we should get blue light here. Both blue light receiver. Blue is our friend. Blue is working normally. Okay, so that looks good for both receiver. Okay, and we can verify here both 2.4 and 900 is on right now, and we can verify surface movement, and that looks good. Okay, now let's go to our radio and unbind the main receiver and verify that the redundancy receiver TDR6 is still working when the primary is off. Okay, so go to the flight icon here, go to RF system. Okay, scroll down here, and remember we have RX1 is TD-SR18. Click that, and we're gonna unbind, reset bind now. So unbinding it. Okay, and now it's RX1. Now the TDR6 is our redundancy receiver. You can see it's blue working, and the primary receiver is red. Okay, so we can verify here. We still have surface movement here. So the TDR6 is working as a redundancy backup right now. It's blue, it's good, and the primary is red right now. See, as you can see here, TDR6 is still on with us right now. So let's click that right now and put it back as normal. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna move the transmitter like this, so easy to see. Okay, let's rebind it. Unconnect it and disconnect it and rebind the TSR18 here. And as you can see on the screen right here, let's move the radio. So there you go, you can see clearer. So we select the device for TSR18 for bind OK. So we brought back the TD-SR18 primary right now is blue. And here it's still red, so we need to rebind the TDR6 again. Okay, so click on TDR6 here, bind, and TDR6, and bind OK here. And both TD-SR18 TDR6 is working normally, blue light blinking. Remember, blue is good. Okay, so that verified that redundancy worked. Okay, so go back to the home here, and everything looks good right now as normal. So there we have it. Setting up and calibrate a FrSky TD-SR18 stabilized receiver in Ethos 1.6 Plus for turbine jet is quite tedious, but not that difficult once do it a couple of times. Again, thank you for watching, and if you find the video helpful, please share with our RC community and comment and subscribe to my channel so to not miss any new helpful content. Again, thank you, happy flying, and see you at the flying field. Take care.